The night in the jungle was so quiet that even the insects seemed to be listening. Far from the world's headlines, in a settlement carved out of the Guyanese rainforest, a man stood beneath bare bulbs and told his followers that the outside world had come for them. His voice was calm, assuring, certain, and that certainty mattered because for years he had trained them to believe that doubt was danger and obedience was safety. Jonestown had once promised hope, a place where racism would vanish, where the poor would be protected, where no one would be left behind. People arrived carrying children, faith, and the exhaustion of lives that had already disappointed them. They built cabins, planted crops, sang together, and slowly, almost invisibly, the circle tightened. Letters were censored, leaving became betrayal. Fear was reframed as love. The leader's voice filled the loudspeakers day and night, reminding them who cared, who lied, and who could not be trusted. When warnings came from relatives, journalists, even government officials, they were dismissed as attacks. Proof, the leader said, that the world was cruel and that only here could they be safe. Then came the visit that shattered the illusion. A U.S. congressman arrived to investigate concerns. Some residents slipped him notes, small and desperate. For a moment, escape seemed possible. But when the delegation tried to leave, violence followed. The line between control and catastrophe disappeared in an instant. What happened next unfolded with terrifying speed. The leader gathered his people and framed the moment as a final test. He spoke of enemies, of children who would suffer if they returned to the world, of dignity in refusing to submit. He called it a protest, a stand, a choice. But choice under absolute control is a fragile word. Parents were pressured to comply. Dissent was silenced. The settlement that once echoed with songs filled instead with commands and confusion. In a single night, more than 900 lives were lost, many of them children, ending not in freedom, but in the terrible silence that follows when belief is weaponized. The world awoke stunned. Jonestown became a symbol, not of blind faith, but of how slowly it can be engineered, how charisma can replace truth, how isolation can turn lies into reality, and how ordinary people seeking meaning and belonging can be led somewhere they never intended to go. The tragedy of Jonestown is not just what happened in the jungle. It's the warning it leaves behind, that critical thinking is protection, that questioning is not betrayal, and that no leader, no matter how comforting, should ever own your voice. If this story made you think, please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment below. It helps the channel grow and keeps these important stories alive.